right, so growing up here, I've always had access to a creative space where I was able to, think outside the box and come up with all sorts of different ideas and, see them come to life thanks to all of the tools and a shop space to work in. So I started working on go-karts and dirt bikes and, fixing stuff or just, messing around in the shop. Working on, bikes and dirt bikes kind of transitioned into kind of watching, as I got older, I was able to watch what my dad was doing and kind of understand that, transition slowly into artwork. I actually started welding when I was about 6 years old. I just learned today. Yeah, so he's taught me everything I know, and just being able to use all of the tools in the shop and being alongside of him all the time, I was able to pick up on it. That's where it started, and I worked with him for maybe 6 years at least, just helping him with his art, and I was making all sorts of things like octopus. We worked on big dragons and large animals, and it was always fun. There was always a new project to work on, and I really enjoyed it. Hey, my name's Jackson Williams. I'm a metal sculptor here in Essex, Massachusetts. But yeah, so I just kind of transitioned into that, and then I finally wanted to just step away and just go full time on larger sculptures. Now that I was able to grow up watching an artist, now, that was, my dad got a much later start than I did, and me being able to grow up with an actual metal artist, I'm learning quickly.
So my name's Chris Williams, and I'm Jackson's dad, and part of a family that's been working with metal for 3 generations. Jackson hasn't been trained. He's just been watching what I'm doing and finding his own way. This is a big deal, and it's happening right in front of him, and he's trying to absorb all of it. And between people calling him and asking him for things, and him, being really proud of some of the pieces he's made, it's a lot to take in for a young kid, And even to say that a young kid has to grow into it a little bit, he's already so much further than I am in my work. I mean, it took me 10 years of fooling around with stuff before I settled into something that I liked and started to really find a way to have it pay for my, my passion. And he's been able to connect with people and support himself with this almost immediately. And it's, of course, I'm the proud dad, but it's really a special event happening in my life to see this so quickly come together.
Luckily, TikTok has been amazing. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, luckily, just showing my work on TikTok, I've been able to get enough work to keep going. Not that you even need, you can just create without having, I just finished a moose and I didn't have any buyer on that, but I just wanted to keep going and keep moving forward and try something cool that I've always wanted to make. Someone ended up scooping it up. So I kind of leaned towards making animals over abstract work because I was just really happy with the end result. And I feel like something that's a little tricky sometimes is to really put motion in these sculptures. That was something I really enjoyed, the challenge of trying to, try to make these sculptures look as lively as possible. something abstract. You know, I've done a couple before. You know, when I'm done with it and I'm stepping back and I'm looking at it, I don't get as excited as I do if I can really pull off and like a great animal. So I started making just smaller pieces and sold them at local shows and did okay, but you know, I just kept finding myself going back to working on these bigger pieces, something that I could step back away from and think, wow, that's a pretty cool thing that I just did.